Boom, and here we are. Hi,
Hey.
guys. Man, talk about The Simpsons. Just everybody run into the couch real quick. That's us today, guys. We be running to the couch. And we just land on the couch. So, yes, technical difficulties will hit you the second you try to do anything last minute. It's the way it works. So, welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for coming in. I am Dawn from Two Hip Chicks. This is Finding Your Music Mojo, and this guy is...
I'm TC from TKR Video Central. Welcome.
And he's live and in person, and he's got audio, and he's got video, and we do too, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah. So and I think we're simulcasting.
That's cool. You'll have to keep
an eye on... I'm looking to make sure. Yeah, yes, we are. Good. Okay.
Yep. You're going to have to keep an eye on your chat. I'll keep an eye on StreamYard chat, and together. I did send you a link, though, TC, and to give you an opportunity to, be an admin on this channel when we're doing this. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that, but I'll have to look for it.
Hopefully it will. Yeah. You were busy today, so I get it. But yeah, we're going to try that. Next time we can try it. But basically, it just gives you, you can be popping things up in the chat like, hey, guys, that kind of thing. And doing that, and you can, run banners and things. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. So Mom Knows Treasures is here. Mary's here. Brenda Reed is here. Welcome, dear. Welcome. And hello, everybody. So tonight's topic. So I know you guys have been looking forward to this. I have. Is maudlin songs. Songs that are so depressing that you I don't know. I don't want to, hit too many buttons here, but they're just darn depressing songs. Very sad, remote, or, just mournful. I don't know. You call them maudlin. I like that. That's a good one.
Maudlin, morose. Oh. Basically dead teenager songs.
A lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of those. Mary says, hey, TC, you changed your office around.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it. I'm about 85% done.
He's in the middle of it.
There you go.
It looks good. I mean, you got the records on the one side.
I actually keep trying to expand the picture, and it for some reasons, because of the camera issues I'm having, I don't want to chance screwing up the show any more than I have to. So I'm going to wait till afterward to do it. But I had an expanded view where I could actually see most of it. So it's not quite done, but it will be there soon.
So our camera is extra wide. It's extra wide angle because there's two of us. So it's kind of hard to, I mean, we had that tighter camera. We really like this one. Mm-hmm. Except sometimes it shows way damn too much when there's only one of us here. I'm like, God, look at all the crap in my office. Holy shit. Look at all that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So there's that. But hey, Richard's here. Welcome, Richard. Thank you for coming in, hon. For those of you who are on, so we're simulcasting. So for those of you who are on one or the other channels, if we don't recognize you or say hi to you, I don't know, holler louder.
Well, we should be okay because I think we're all on YouTube tonight, unless you have something on your side that's not YouTube. So
nothing on my side.
I just have YouTube, so everything should show up in StreamYard.
So you're doing on TKR Video Central and
PNRNetworks.
Super. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it works great. I hope they keep this up.
I do too, because it's very cool. All right, so everybody, like I said, this is morose or maudlin or whatever songs. We would love to hear what you have to say, and what if we miss something that comes to mind immediately or whatever, or songs that you remember from whatever that just seems awfully, lack of hope. Yes,
we should tell everybody how we got into this. This happened because of one of your listening parties. It was like every other song was one of these morose, oh, my love's gone, oh, my baby's died, oh, my whatever. And it was good Lord, it was a depressing session.
Yep. The Dead Man's Curve. I mean, it was just the whole thing. It was just a lot of that. So we're going to go through them. Do you want to do back and forth these? Is that kind of good for you?
I don't care. I don't really have a list. I've been pulling them out of my head, and Kim and I talked about them last night. So I know that we're going to have probably a whole bunch of weird stuff coming up.
I'll start with a good oldie. That Mary brought up today. And we were doing Death Pile clearance, and we had some records. I can't remember if it was this one. It was one of these two. I think it was this one. So KTEL from 1979 on here. There's a few of them. No, maybe it's not this one. Where did it go? Wait, hold it. Mary, do you remember which one it was? It's Bluer Than Blue.
Yeah.
From Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, 1978. Yep.
Sadder than sad. You're the only light this empty room has ever had. That kind of thing. It's like, yeah, hey, welcome, Don. Welcome. Where have you been, TKR?
Hey, Don, go check the community page. I've been keeping people up to date on what's going on. I'm having camera issues, and I had a bunch of stuff with the apartment going on before that. But go over. Syria returned today, so.
He's got gremlins, unfortunately. They reared their ugly heads just before we started this broadcast. So.
Yeah, so I had to. Yeah, if I hadn't restarted, we wouldn't be on the air yet.
It's like, what do you mean you can't hear me? I'm right here. So yeah. Hey, DC, welcome. Thanks for coming in, guys. So yeah, maudlin songs, Bluer Than Blue, Sadder Than Sad. It's just that one, it's just I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like all the songs I'm thinking of are in like minor keys.
Yeah, so most of them are.
They drag at your heartstrings and just make you go. What do you got?
Well, we'll start with the one that shocked Mary because she'd never really listened to the lyrics before until you were talking about it on one of the auctions, and that's Gilbert O'Sullivan's "Alone Again Naturally."
Naturally, yes.
The man kills himself halfway through the song. It's like,
well, yeah, he's gonna like go to the town, crawl up on top of the bridge, and throw himself off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Mary, I guess I never thought about it or never heard the words to it. I always knew what he said, and I'm like,
me too.
And
Mary's like, that's what that song was about? Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you, Don. I appreciate it. Yeah, I much appreciate it. I know
people
trying to keep everybody up to date on the community page, though.
They don't see you; they worry about you. That's the way it works.
They do.
Yeah, good for you. All right, next up, I'm going to pull from something a little more recent. There's two songs that I really like, and I say the name of the band, you probably know the songs I'm talking about. Evanescence.
Oh yes, Kim brought these up too.
Yep. One is My Immortal.
Yep.
I love that song.
Oh,
and the other one is Lithium, which is another good one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the pain and suffering.
Yeah.
It's just so. I just go so dark that I think that's why it's just speaks to me. I like a good dark song. What can I say?
There's nothing wrong with good dark songs as long as they. I mean, I would prefer they had a happy ending sometimes,
but it doesn't. It doesn't.
But
those.
Evanescence has some great. I mean, that's just two of them. They have a lot of those, and it's because Amy Lee does some really great. Songwriting with those, and that's they're one of my favorite bands of the more recent era. Love that first album of theirs. Terrific song. Yeah,
it was just the whole. I agree. So when I get in that mood,
Kim always thinks of Boromir when she hears My Immortal. So.
Oh really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I know when I'm dark and depressed, I just crank that up and just scream it in the car, and I'm good. With the windows up, hopefully with the windows up, but yeah.
Going back to 1976 or so, country music is always the best place for any of this kind of stuff.
Oh, honey.
And there was one in particular during the CB craze that drove everybody crazy. Red Sovine and Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear. Yes. Yes. Breaker 19.
Is anyone there? Won't somebody please talk to Teddy Bear? And it's like, oh my God, really?
Yes. That child.
That actually crossed over and hit the top 40 on the pop chart. It peaked at number 40. But that was one of Red's biggest hits, and he did a follow-up later called Teddy Bear's Last Ride, which I'm sure we can figure out where that's going.
So, yeah, I mean, if the Teddy Bear one wasn't depressing enough, Teddy Bear's Last Ride.
Oh yeah.
That one is just god awful. I mean, in a good way, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
A therapeutic way, a sad way, but yes. Oh my God. Probably more so than Teddy Bear. I think was
Oh
just,
yeah.
oh
Well,
my
at least the kid doesn't croak at the end of Teddy Bear. He does at the end of Teddy Bear's
True.
Last
He's
Ride.
still around for Teddy Bear's Last Ride.
It's a great song, but it's just like, man, you talk about if you're depressed, don't listen to that song, man.
No. DC says her dad was a fan of Red
Yeah.
Sylvine. Remember that song? Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So wait a minute. Sunshine John Denver
Sunshine on My Shoulders.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of an inspirational song, I think, more. But you know, I mean, they can start out that way when you're feeling blue.
Yeah. It does affect people different ways.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, I've got one. So it is kind of a dark song, but it has a like. So it's a duo. It's a duet. It's not a duet, but it's Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush did "Don't Give Up." So I
Okay.
don't know if you know that song, but it's very like he's dealing with all sorts of crap, and her voice comes in, basically says, "Don't give up, right?
Mhm.
Just keep going." So that's the kind of that's kind of what I think is Sunshine from John Denver. But
It's not too bad. There's we lost a wonderful story songwriter last year named Paul Vance. He was a king of the story song in the 1970s, and he wrote the very upbeat "Playground in My Mind" by Clint Holmes, which was most people would remember as "My Name Is Michael, I Got a Nickel," right?
Yes,
But he was also responsible for two of the most maudlin songs of the 1975-76 era. Both of them were recorded and recorded by David Geddes and produced by Paul Vance. There was "Run Joey Run."
Oh God.
And its follow-up, which was known as "The Last Game of the Season," subtitled "The Blind Man in the Bleachers." Kim lost her crap the first time she ever heard "Blind Man in the Bleachers." It was on the Lost 45s one night up here.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh my God." It's like, yeah. Because, and of course, "Run Joey Run," guy gets his girlfriend pregnant. Dad gets pissed.
Dad gets pissed and goes
threatens
after
to
him.
kill him, ends up killing his daughter. And then "Blind Man in the Bleachers" is a teenage kid called away from the big football game. He'd never been into play anyway because he wasn't that good. And then he gets a call, leaves the field, goes in, takes a phone call, and then demands to be put in the game, and ends up winning the game for the team. And it's because his father passed away during the game.
Oh my God.
And he said, yeah, I you knew my dad was blind. He said, tonight he passed away. It's the first time that my father's seen me play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just
and it's like, good
rip my heart out
Lord.
right now. Just take my tear ducts and go like this. Bring them out right. Yeah. That's
and another popular one in the same vein. I can't remember who does it. There's a song that's out there at Christmas time called "The Christmas Shoes," which was really popular in the early part of the 2000s. And it's basically a kid goes to buy a pair of shoes for his mom who's dying and doesn't have enough money, and the guy behind him ends up paying for him in case she meets Jesus tonight. It's this gut-wrenching, and it's always a huge at Christmas time. The first time I heard that, I was on the train. I was bawling by the time it was over. I'm like, good
I'm not
Lord,
laughing
really?
at your
This is what this is?
Lisa sees like, this is uplifting. Yes, it is. We're gonna drag you down to the guts of despair, the grime of despair, and we're gonna yank you back out. Yeah, but that's what the topic is. It's about songs that just make you cry, and that is a good one. Yeah,
Make you cringy,
or cringe, or cry or cringe, either. Speaking of cringing, Timothy.
Well, Timothy fits. Yeah, I think
Timothy fits. Now, you know that's the Pina Colada guy.
Yeah. He wrote it. He wrote and produced it. He didn't sing on it, but
he didn't sing it, but he wrote and produced it.
That was Rupert Holmes' first hit as a
same
songwriter.
Guy, Rupert Holmes, who did the Pina Colada song, wrote Timothy. Now, if you don't know what the story of Timothy is, please, TC, share with the audience what Timothy's about.
Yeah. Timothy's about a mine disaster, and these guys went down, and they're stuck down in the mine. When there was 3 of them when they got stuck, but there was only 2 of them when they came out.
Yeah.
And neither one
nobody
of them
ever
can
found.
remember what happened to Timothy.
Yeah, we all know.
Of course, they tried to pass it off that Timothy was a donkey, and then Mystery Science Theater 3000 decided Timothy was a duck. But no, it was another person. We know that. And it was that kind of controversial song. They deliberately went controversial to get noticed. It was still the only hit the
They
band
did
ever
it.
had.
Yeah,
The
but it
Buoys,
did get them noticed.
Buoys was the name of the band.
How do you top that kind of song, though?
Yeah,
Really?
no kidding.
Where do you go to mass genocide? I mean, at that point, what do you do next? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah,
And
Timothy's definitely on my list.
talking about that stuff, there was no bigger experts at maudlin stuff in the mid 60s than the Gibb brothers. I can't think of how many depressing songs the Bee Gees did in the 1960s. There
You got
was
a
New
point.
York Mining Disaster, 1941. There was I Started a Joke. Even Massachusetts is kind of like down because it's like lost love. I mean, these guys were experts at that stuff. And then they came up with all that up happy stuff in the disco era. It's like, wow. Okay.
Whoever walked in and said, "We're making a movie called Saturday Night Fever, but we need a band to pretty much do most of the soundtrack. What are you boys doing?"
Yeah. Well, Robert Stigwood was the producer, and they'd been signed to his label for years, so that's what happened. It was an easy thing, and boy, did it help.
And I started a joke was like, yeah, that's like the perfect.
Guy named Jesse Kench does an incredible cover of that song too. I've brought him up on my shows several times. He does an incredible cover of that song.
It is a good song. It's a good song, but it's sad. It'll tear you up.
It is.
Tear you up. All right, I got my checklist here, so I'm going through what I have said and haven't said yet.
Yep.
I've already talked about previously when we're just like back and forth and about this list of stuff that we just makes us songs that just make us go Morris Albert, nothing more than feelings. Yeah, that song. If you want to be depressed, play it over and over and over again until you just don't want to breathe anymore.
I honestly don't think I've ever heard of. I mean, I remember when that song was out. It was during the summer between my 6th and 7th grade years, and it was always playing on the easy listening stations that every adult I knew at the time listened to. And I had never seen anyone's so concisely grouped in a group of absolute feelings haters than I did my aunt, my uncle, my mom. Everybody could not stand that song.
Well, they did play it. They did play it a lot.
They played it a lot, and it isn't that good. So, I mean, just be honest, it's just not that good.
What's Richard saying here? I've got to get a message to you before I get fried.
Yeah. That's true, too. It's another Bee Gees. Richard, good point. Yeah, really. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the Gibb brothers. I always have. And I love everything that Barry and Robin and Morris have done and wrote and whatever. And I don't have any of the early stuff. And I need to get at least the hits albums because I love those stuff. But they're so morose. They really are. They really are.
Morose in a lovely way. Yeah.
I mean, even one of this year's biggest hits that's an older song is very morose in its own way, and that's Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush, which became a huge hit thanks to Stranger Things. It did better this year than it did when it came out 30 years ago.
I know.
And it's a great song.
Yeah.
But I like Mary's comment there.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely.
Agreed. Songs you never want to hear again was our last topic.
Yeah, Kate Bush was great at writing that kind of stuff too, and she performs it so well. It's a really great style, and she does it well. Carla Bonoff does it well. Jane Oliver does it well. They do all these great songs that are good, but I mean they're so down,
Yeah.
No house.
Regretful. That one is, it's a regretful song.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I could change things, if I could trade places with you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, so got that one. Feelings is on there. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Barry Manilow.
Oh yeah, he has lots. Especially the album tracks.
The album tracks, yeah, exactly. Even now
Yeah.
is the most. It's just like I'm not happy in my life, and even though I have everything I've ever wanted, I still think of the.
The one
It's
that got
just
away.
yeah, exactly. I'm just like Barry. Geez, come on.
Barry has a song that I love from Barry Manilow 2 called Sandra. And it is a great song,
I'll check it out.
but it's so it's about a bored and miserable housewife.
Yeah.
And the one line at near the end is she broke a glass things happen when a glass fell and broke on the tile, and she cut her wrist quite by mistake. It was real touch and go for a while. And I'm like, Barry, really?
Yeah.
76, you're talking about attempted suicide in a song here. Okay. I mean, it's a great song, beautiful song, but it's a regret song because it's basically, I love my husband, I love my kids, but if I hadn't done it when I did, I might have had time to be myself, which is kind of what I've never been to me from Charlene is like too.
Oh yeah, good point.
Lots of regret in that song.
Yes, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Through that, Mandy. Okay, so we got Lisa C saying Mandy and Can't Smile Without You. My mom loved Barry. Mandy is another one that's kind of full of regret.
Yeah.
Can't Smile Without You. I kind of that's more uplifting for me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
If did you ever watch that movie I told you about, which was Unconditional Love?
No, I don't think so.
I'm getting you a copy someday, buddy.
I'll write it down.
Barry Manilow, his soundtrack is heavy in that because the lead, the guy who plays the guy who dies, but basically they're all chasing around looking for him, is supposed to be a Barry Manilow-esque kind of guy, a kind of performer. So he's very popular with the ladies, and that kind of thing. So
who's in it?
Interesting. All right, is it me or you?
Go right ahead.
So I did Barry Manilow. Okay.
Barry's got a lot. I mean, you could go through his catalog. There'd be 2 or 3 on each album.
Right. All right. Stephen Bishop. Stephen Bishop. On and On.
On and On. Yeah, I would agree. He does some great up-tempo songs too, like Save It for a Rainy Day and Everybody Needs Love. But he does have On and It Might Be You from Tootsie, which isn't really bad, but it's got a few tinges of angst in there.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that song. Probably that. I don't know if Tootsie did better than the song or the song did better than Tootsie. I mean, it's when I hear that song, I think of Tootsie, but it's something you don't have to.
I wasn't that impressed with Tootsie as a film. I saw it and it was good, but it wasn't great, and I didn't, really go out.
But yeah, On and On. It just like
On and On fits with Bluer Than Blue. Very.
Yeah, very much. Very much.
And 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad by Meatloaf.
I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Yeah, there you go. That's true. God, good one. At least it's not Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. There's that.
Yeah.
All right, you're up.
Another song that I love that I think I will give a clue if you want to hear it and have never heard it. It is coming up on Obscuria later this week. Is a song called Someone to Lay Down Beside Me by Carla Bonoff. This is basically a woman who just can't find the right man. She's tired of one night stands and is looking for someone to be her true love. The song was actually a hit for Linda Ronstadt, a minor hit a couple of years earlier, but I've always enjoyed Carla's version better, even though she missed the Hot 100 just barely with it. She hit the cash box in Record World. But I have always loved that song from the summer of '78. And it's another one of those songs that fits into that magical summer, and a lot of great angst. This is one of those. I need to find myself. I need to find what I need for myself, and to me, that's kind of maudlin too.
I'm writing these down, the ones that I don't know or want to listen to. that's I've got them. I got them right here. All right, that's a good one. Wait a minute, Mandy can't. Okay, we did that one. Yeah. So also, you guys in the chat, keep them coming because we're gonna run out of songs pretty soon here. maybe not.
I doubt it.
I know.
We haven't even touched on the entire dead teenager genre, where there's a ton of them. So
Well, there is. That's true.
yeah.
Another one I have, which is actually On and On, is on this album. And you know how it is when you start listening to records to grade them and stuff. You're like, oh my god, that song.
Well, the album is called Reflections.
I know, right?
So there you go.
From 1979, Reflections. So Where's the Love is on here. So it's Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of sad.
It is sad. Yeah, it's one of the great duets of the 70s for sure, and always stands out to me as one of the best songs. But yeah, very. I mean, it's two people basically saying they don't love each other anymore.
Yeah, where's the love? It's gone. Yeah, and Timothy is a classic. I agree, Don. I agree. All right, that was Where's the Love. What do you got? Let's start with the Dead Teenagers.
Well, it's just like actually looking at Richard McCook's last one, Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker, and also by Helen Reddy, and If You Leave Me Now by Chicago. Both of those are good because they both have Delta Dawn's kind of like a nutcase who had his love disappear, and
I've never been a fan of Delta Dawn for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's my name, but yeah. Not Delta Dawn, but Dawn.
Yeah.
And If You Leave Me Now, I agree. I agree, Richard. Yeah, that's a good boy. We're just going to have a little depression going here after this.
Yeah, and Neither One of Us by Gladys Knight. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Yep. A lot of Fifth Dimension songs had that kind of.
Right.
They were the heart. It was Marilyn was either really heartfelt or really depressed. It depended on which song that she was singing.
Wedding Bell Blues. Right? I mean, Bill
Last
won't
night
marry
I didn't
her.
Get to sleep at all.
Exactly.
If I could reach you, another song about an affair. It's just like there's, she was an expert at those. Marilyn McCoo did lead on all those, and it was like she was an expert at singing all of them.
Those heartstrings got pulled, baby. That made the money. Pull them heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Dead Teenagers. Okay. Michael. Dead Teenager songs. Let's
Angry Otter Comics, welcome, buddy. We're talking about songs that made you cry or ripped your heart out or both. Dead Teenager songs, yes.
Yeah. I mean, Let We Count the Ways, Leader of the Pack, Shangri-La's. Okay, Last Kiss by J. Frank Wilson, later by Wednesday and by Pearl Jam.
My baby be. Yeah, that one.
Tell Laura I Love Her. I've forgotten who did that one. That was Mark Denning did Teen Angel. Ray, somebody did Tell Laura I Love Her. I mean, that's just the iceberg. Dead Man's Curve, Jan and Dean. There's so many songs from 1960 to 1965 or so, and a lot of them had answer songs, which is really frightening.
Yeah, I know, right? Mary's got one, Crying by Roy Orbison. Yeah.
Crying and also Cry by Johnny Ray. Same thing.
Yeah.
If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, you're only going to want to sit down and cry. Yeah, it's like, oh wow.
So Crying, I think what's her face did a remake of that. Dang it! Now I can't think of her name.
Katie Lang.
Katie Lang, thank you.
And it was actually a duet with Roy Orbison.
It was beautiful.
Excellent. Fabulous. Well, Katie Lang also, the album Ingenue, which is my favorite album by her, is all torch songs. There's lots of torchy stuff on there. Constant Craving, not exactly an uplifting song, even though it is an absolutely phenomenally good song. Love that song, and I love her, and because of that, and I love that album. But it's like, those are all very
Michael's got Kelly Clarkson singing Piece by Piece on the finale of Idol. It was heartbreaking. I don't remember seeing that, but I'm going to look it up. Because I love Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson is great. She does great stuff. Piece by Piece, I don't remember that. But I don't watch Idol on a regular basis either. So,
Michael's come up with some good stuff that I found by following his lead.
And Michael's got another great one, Vincent, Don McLean. That song.
Oh, yeah.
Don's version is great, but if you really want to bawl, listen to Josh Groban do that song.
A better version of it?
No, not necessarily better. He's just got that Josh Groban voice.
Yeah, I love
I'm a huge fan of his, so it's like, yeah.
I agree with that. I do love I love Vincent. That's just one of my faves.
beautiful song and a heartbreaking because it's,
No Charge by J.J. Barry.
Don't know that one. Richard, is that possibly a UK only release?
Maybe. I don't know that one
I
either.
don't know that one at all. I'll have to
No, I'm
find
writing it
that out.
down. It's going to make you puke. I want to know what it's about.
Yeah, we're going to write all these
J.J.
down.
Barry. See, now we're making a list here. Checking it twice. I gotcha. I got it. I'll check it out. Okay, my next one. Nilsson. Without You. You might as well just cry through the whole song. It's one of my. It literally just rips your heart out, takes it out, throws it on the table, stomps on it, and then puts it back in your chest.
Yeah.
Sad.
Mariah Carey's version of that is great, but I think the best remake is Clay Aiken's version. I love his version of that song. Did a terrific job with it. And I mean, he's just another one of the Idol people that does all these great maudlin songs.
Yeah. Michael's In the Ghetto by Elvis.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Written by Mac Davis. Elvis made it a big hit. And yeah.
Great song.
Great song, but really, I don't really want to hear, it's very depressing.
It's depressing in the ghetto. What do you think?
Yeah.
Of course it's depressing. All right. What do you got for me, buddy?
Going back to the 70s, I mean, some of the story songs in the 70s were just that now get laughed at as some of the worst stuff out there. Billy Don't Be a Hero, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods, Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks.
Yep. We had joy, we had fun, we had Seasons in the Sun. Mary thought that the guy was going to kill himself, and I'm like, no, he's dying.
He's got cancer. Yeah, he's dying of cancer. It's like,
dying.
Okay, yeah. And I'm like, oh, and Billy Don't Be a Hero. Of course, he tries to be a hero and ends up.
He tries to be a hero. He didn't listen.
Nope.
She just threw the letter away and said, fine.
Screw him. I'll find somebody else.
I'll go find somebody who doesn't want to be a hero. Okay, I'm not sure. All right. Billy Don't Be a Hero was a #1 hit for Paper Lace.
Yeah, in Britain it was Paper Lace that had the hit with it. They were the ones that wrote it, and
the night Chicago died. People?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. That's cool.
And of course Billy was a big hit here for Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
Yeah.
So.
It's in my 45.
And of course, the night Chicago died is even sort of angsty in a lot of ways. It's because, for one thing, it's completely fictitious. There is no east side of Chicago. There was no war.
Wait a minute. There's an east side to Chicago. There's no west side to Chicago. Well, no, wait a minute. You're talking about the lake then, right? The east side of Chicago is the lake.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, there maybe in a former life. But yeah, that song in itself actually is more upbeat, but
it is, yeah. But the
subject matter is shitty, right?
All right, here's a good example. Richard's going to get this because we were just talking about this. Even though it is one of the biggest up-tempo numbers of all time, if you really sit down and look at the lyrics to Mbop by Hanson, you will be surprised how maudlin that song is, because basically it says, love what you want because in an Mbop they're gone.
Okay.
Love the people you love, do what you can do because time doesn't last forever. This was an incredibly morose train of thought for a 13-year-old kid to have written. I mean, it really was.
His mortality. Or someone else.
Exactly what it was.
Did someone he knew or loved die?
I don't know, because he did write the song. One of the songs was it'll come to me in a second. It was written for his grandmother. With You in Your Dreams was written for the death of his grandmother. But it's like those guys wrote incredibly deep lyrics for as young as they were, because I mean, even when they first started, Ike was only 17 when they first hit it big. So it's like, wow, you got some intense lyrics there, and it's a great song. And it was I think number 20 on the best songs of the 90s.
No, yeah, it was
from VH1, and
nobody listened to the lyrics, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a great catchy tune, but nobody really pays attention to what the verses are saying.
Mad World, Gary Jules version.
Yep. I'm not familiar with that version, but Mad World is originally by Tears for Fears, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I've heard that, yeah. And yes, Hallelujah. Oh, good Lord, Hallelujah.
What? It's a good song.
Yeah, Kim will end up crying every time she hears it, no matter who does it.
I like both versions. I like Katie Lang's version is good though too, for sure.
I love.
But
I'm not a fan of Leonard Cohen's voice. He writes incredible music, but like Bob Dylan and a few other people, I'm not fond of their voices. Surprisingly, I'm not really fond of the Jeff Buckley version of that either. I like Katie Lang's. I love Jason Castro's version from his debut album, another Idol alumni. Fantastic. And Benicio Bryant, also of America's Got Talent a few years ago, does a great version live that he had up on for a while on his website. I think it's gone now. We did it when he was like 12.
Richard didn't
Fantastic song.
Stuff. Interesting. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope you did. Yeah, that's a great song. I just heard that today, in fact.
Yeah.
I have it on it's on the radio, but I also had it on a playlist. And yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Pentatonics has pretty much become the most recent go-to for Hallelujah. But yeah. And they're great. Everything they do is great. I've never been disappointed by what they do. I don't own any of it because I can listen to it all on Spotify, but
yeah.
I do like their
Believe me, if he had to own everything he listens to, he would need a much bigger apartment. Just saying.
Just in the time since COVID started, I've tripled my album collection and doubled my 45 collection. Thank you so much, Dawn.
Glad I could serve. Glad I can serve the cause.
But another songwriter that was an expert at the weird maudlin lyrics was Jimmy Webb. Jimmy Webb was a writer that was best known in the 60s and 70s. He wrote By the Time I Get to Phoenix by Glenn Campbell. He wrote MacArthur Park by Richard Harris and later by Donna Summer.
Never understand, but okay.
He wrote, By the Time I Get to Phoenix is such a,
yeah.
Great song, but man, okay.
Was he high when he wrote MacArthur Park? Because I don't get it.
MacArthur Park is actually the coda to a full cantata that he wrote with the association in mind, and they decided not to record it, and he gave MacArthur Park to Richard Harris as producer. And yes, it doesn't make any sense, but I still love it. Both versions, his and Donna's. Because it's just so out there.
I originally heard Donna Summer's version, obviously.
Oh, yeah. They used to play it all the time. The original one used to play all the time on one of the Spokane radio stations. So I knew it before Donna put it out.
Richard, no, not. And I've gotten some Richard Harris albums, and I'm just not a fan.
He's an acquired taste.
I can honestly say that. And I enjoy different people's song stylings, but his is just not one of them. I don't know why. I'm trying to be nice here, but no.
Most people don't think he can sing. I don't think he's that bad. Maybe I'm one of those people. He could be. He's not Pierce Brosnan, so I won't. Yeah. Have you ever seen Mamma Mia? He's not Pierce Brosnan.
Okay. Well, he's maybe a fine line or a heavy step over from one. Yeah, no, I don't know. I've done that in a minute. All right, let's get where we get here.
Oh, Mary, yes, right on the nose, Mary.
Richard Marx. Oh, Richard Marx. Okay. Voices Carry till Tuesday. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Richard Marx, another one. He does a lot of that stuff. He's like Barry Manilow. There's a lot of angst on his stuff. Hazard, along with Yearbook, another Hanson song, and these story songs that kind of leave Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry. They all fall into that space where there's no real ending. You've got to figure out the ending to yourself, and it's always this deep, dark, like Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge, and Yearbook's about a kid that disappeared from school, and Hazard's about a murder of a girl in a small town in Kansas. And it's like,
the night the lights went out in Georgia.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. At least you find out who killed who in that one at the end.
Yeah, we know who did it, but
it was Mama.
Yeah. It was Mama who did it. Exactly right. For sure. Yeah.
Actually, in the song, it was Big Sis, but
Well,
played it was performed by Mama herself, Vicki
she
Lawrence.
did a good job. She didn't have
She
that
was
many
great.
hits, so that was a good one. And
Yeah.
everybody knows it, and everybody sings it. So it's very.
And it's been obscuria too, so look it up, people.
There you go. It's not that obscure. Is it obscure?
No, but obscure is anything that you don't hear on the radio anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
That's true. Yeah, I like the one you had today. In fact, was it today's or yesterday? No, it's today. Today's Monday. It's still
I took
Monday.
last week off, so it must have been today.
It must have been today. Yeah, today's was good too. I like that song.
And it's another one that's kind of maudlin. And Barely Breathing by Duncan Sheik. Lasted 55 weeks on the chart and only got up to number 16. That's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Because it was right around that time when a radio playlist started shrinking and songs would last longer, like Uncle Cracker's version of Drift Away, which was on the chart for 2 years. I'm like, what?
It got played a lot.
Yeah. 1 week by Bare Naked Ladies. Got so sick of that song. Never stopped playing it. An all-star. But that was last time's show.
You can blame some of that all-star action came off of Shrek too, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the other reason. But yeah. Loves Duncan. Yeah, I know, right? It's just
he's awesome. He's an amazing songwriter.
Voice. And I loved that song when I was younger. I still
love
it.
Love that whole album, Dawn. If you find it, you should listen. I think you'd probably keep it instead of sell it because it's good.
Okay.
And his along with Stephen Scheid, his book for the Broadway musical Spring Awakening is incredible too.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to see that sometime. They've been trying to make it into a movie for years, but haven't done it. So
cool. Very cool. Yeah.
What else you got on that list of yours?
Oh, I think I'm almost done. I didn't even know. I did Bluer Than Blue. I can't think of another one though. No, I think that's it.
Mary brought up Sad Eyes at the beginning of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Sad Eyes is kind of,
Turn the Other Way.
Yeah.
Not Bright Eyes. That's a different song. Turn around. That's a different song.
Oh, they were talking about Total Eclipse of the Heart. I was thinking Bright Eyes by Art Garfunkel. I'm like, okay.
I was thinking of, Total Eclipse of the
Because
Heart.
Bright Eyes is the theme from Watership Down, one of the most depressing movies ever made.
Well, yeah. I'll give you that.
People were sending their kids to see a movie about rabbits that are going to be killed.
That are going to be, No.
Oh my God, I love the book, but I'm really people, just because it's animated does not mean it's for kids. Now people understand that, but they didn't back in 1979 when it came out.
It's like, it's like you send your child to see Lord of the Flies? No. Come on, right? I mean, I have to read the book, but I don't want to have to know. Yeah, Watership Down. I never got the. I just never understood that. Why they would think that was a good movie to send your kids to? Because it's about.
Because it was cartoon. It was a cartoon,
and it's about bunnies. No.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were thinking. We were actually talking about that.
We're traumatized by that when they came out.
Kim was freaked out by the fact that my mother came with me to see heavy metal. When I was old enough, but I didn't drive.
You got to go see heavy metal with your mother?
Yeah. Because
it was animated.
Yeah. I brought her. Well, we were seeing another movie the same day, and I wanted to see that. She had no interest in it, but she sat there through it and watched it with me. And it's not that great of a movie, so.
That was an R-rated movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was 19. I was.
Oh, okay.
I was adult.
I was picturing you younger than that when it came out.
Oh, no. I was 19. 18, 19, somewhere in there.
I enjoyed heavy metal. That was actually a good movie.
There's parts of it I like, and parts of it are just like too weird for me. But
I mean, it's comic book, right? It's a comic book.
Yeah.
You Can Still Be Free by Savage Garden. Oh yeah.
I don't know if I know that one or not. I know a lot of Savage Garden stuff, but You Can Still Be Free does not sound familiar to me.
Get my pencil to work.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Okay, writing that one down too. Mary said, "Oh yeah,
I'm Not in Love." 10cc. Yeah.
Yeah, and that got a resurgence because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Michael, get Michael's plug in there. 30-second bunnies. Anybody that hasn't seen this channel, you do not know what you're missing. I have been Patreon and Jennifer Sheeman for about 3 years. The woman is brilliant.
30-second bunnies?
Jaws is hilarious. It's basically a movie cut to 30 seconds using bunnies as all the characters. It is hilarious. And I mean, they've done some great stuff. She stopped doing them a couple years ago. She's doing other stuff now, but that one, that's a great suggestion, Michael. Thank you.
I'll check it out. Thank you. Very cool. All right, I think I've tapped my list, buddy. I know there's more, but I just can't think of them. Everybody in the audience, start dropping them again because
go ahead.
I know there's more.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, let's go back all the way to what is considered the most depressing song ever written, and it's supposedly, which is now, it's all apocryphal now, but at the time, everybody was considered that heard it was considering the fact that they were probably going to kill themselves. The song was called Gloomy Sunday. It was by Billie Holiday. It earned the nickname the Hungarian Suicide Song.
Wow.
And I mean, you can get it on any Billie Holiday collection. It's also on I first heard it on, I think, Dr. Demento back in the day, because he was talking about the stories behind it. And it was on the soundtrack for Risk Cutters, A Love Story, one of my favorite independent films of all time. And it's basically like, oh, woe is me. Everybody's gone. I'm just going to end it all. It's another Alone Again, Naturally. But that's where all of those kind of songs eventually, I think, evolved from.
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, Missing You, John Waite.
Missing You, yeah.
Not missing you at all. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. The other one that it was Genesis, maybe not Phil Collins, but maybe Genesis. I can't remember the name of the song. It's where he got kicked out of his house. His father, Son of Mine. That was the one.
Son of Mine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Genesis.
It's like, oh my God, that was just hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that
the thing is, there's also been some. I don't know if you can actually. There was one spoken word record that I've been studying because I'm going to do a thing on spoken word records in the future. It was actually a top 10 hit in 1967. A man named Victor Lundberg recorded a song called An Open Letter to My Teenage Son. And basically, it's, I love you. You're going to be a great young man. But if you burn your draft card, I've never known you and I never want to see you again.
Wow.
And this is how it ends. And I'm like, okay, it was successful enough that Dick Clark actually did an answer record called An Open Letter to an open reply from the American teenager, with their view on it. And I mean, Vietnam triggered a lot of that stuff too. Eve of Destruction, another happy, chirpy, wonderful song. You haven't heard Eve of Destruction until you hear the version recorded by Jesse the Body Ventura. We actually had it in rotation. Yeah, we had it in rotation on discjockey.com when Jesse was running for governor of Minnesota. Oh. And we got a ton of requests for it. It's just hilarious.
Oh.
That's
Anytime does he step into a Slim Jim? Anytime at all?
No, he never did those.
Oh, who did Slim Jim ones?
That was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Man, I'm sorry.
And Ultimate Warrior before that.
I am mixing up my my wrestling metaphors. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You don't watch.
Monsters. James Blunt.
James Blunt is another master of the of the format. You're beautiful. Oh my God.
Yes.
I love that song, but man, it makes you want to just slit your wrists. I swear, it does. And a lot of the songs on his first, I have 2 or 3 of his albums, and I love his voice. I love his rock.
Do you like
his songwriting.
Do you like the song High?
I do. High is a great song. 1973 is a great song.
Speaking of James Blunt, do you like
my favorite song by him is a song called No Bravery. It's from his first album.
Okay.
Love that song. And I'm just amazed with that he never really took off here in the States. I think he's had better success in his UK and native UK
area. He only had a few hits here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to check that one out because I don't think I've heard Monsters by James Blunt, but I'm going to because I do like him.
Yeah, and Land of Confusion is good too.
Oh yeah,
especially when you think of the fact that the video is done by the political comedy company Spitting Image with all the puppets and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, how about We Didn't Start the Fire? There's that one. Billy Joel. It's like you want to list every horrible, god awful thing that's ever happened to anybody in history. There you go.
Yep, true enough.
We didn't start the fire. We're just letting it burn, baby. Oh.
Okay, boomer.
I know, right? Oh, thank you.
Hey, I'm a boomer too, just at the very tail end. I always thought I was Gen X, but
yeah, okay.
They're saying I'm a boomer now, which I don't buy. But
war songs remind me of, I think it was Barry Sandler.
Yeah, Barry Sadler had a hit with the Ballad of the Green Berets.
Oh, 1968 or 67. Yes.
Yeah.
Fearless men who jump and die. That doesn't seem like a good idea, recruitment thing, but okay. Jump and die. Only is a matter of trust. Yeah.
My favorite Billy Joel song of all time is one of these songs. It's a song called Honesty. I think it was from 57th Street. It was, or the one right after it. I love that song, but it's basically like, I need honesty from you. You're not telling me the truth. And I love that song. I think
Allentown.
Allentown is incredibly depressing too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Billy Joel, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Good stuff. But yeah, it's very poignant stuff going on with that. But that's what makes some great songs,
What about somebody that we both love, and we should talk about that too. One of the art forms that became Carpenter's trade was Paul Williams songs. Rainy Days and Mondays.
Goodbye to Love.
Goodbye to Love is another one. They did some incredibly Hurting Each Other, which was not a Paul Williams song, but they did some incredibly morose, maudlin things, and yet that was because of the way Richard arranged them and Karen performed them that they were just so huge. Or Rainy Days and Mondays is still on the radio all the time.
You're Still a Penny. That's not an upbeat song either.
Yeah, it's not. And that's a deep album cut for those of you who don't know Carpenters very well, but that is a deep album cut. It's basically a song about a groupie, and it's which is how it started. He changed it a little bit to get it on the album, but Road Ode, one of my favorite songs by them, talks about the trials of being on the road day after day after day, even though they didn't feel that way, according to Richard in the book.
Well, maybe not all the time, but I'm sure at times it got a little tiring,
Yeah.
I mean, we all have good days and bad days, so I'm sure that at some point somebody said, God, I wish we weren't out here doing this right now.
Yeah, but that song is, I know a lot of people that don't like Carpenters that don't care for that song, and I think it's one of their best. I love Road Ode. Our song is also
that is very good. Yeah, that's a good song.
That's one of the socially conscious depressing songs that show exactly what we humans have done to this planet sometimes.
Yeah, I mean the video was right there.
Yeah,
pretty much just right there. I agree. Oh my God, look what time it is.
Yeah,
it's getting so late. You guys have been super. I mean, everybody who came in on both sides of YouTube, I guess we'll call it that. I'm on one side, you're on the other.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everybody for coming in. TC, do you have a list of things that you're getting back to?
Yeah, this last week, I apologize. I've been off for the better part of a couple of weeks because we've got stuff going on with the apartment that involves inspections and building and a whole bunch of stuff. But I am getting back to normal this week. Obscuria will be on every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, and Vinyl Recall will be back Wednesday at 4, and then Kirkham Report on Saturday at 4. And then next week, I hope to be back up full strength. What about you guys?
Oh, we're busy.
Yeah.
Lisa C is going to go cry now. It's okay, sweetie. You don't have to. But it's healthy. You process it. And Michael wants to know, have you seen The Duel from Electric Dreams? Yes. I love electric dreams. I really do. Great. So what we're doing, we've had a busy week too. So tomorrow we're on at normal noon. Tuesdays and Thursdays Eastern is our Chick Chat. So we'd love to see you guys there. Show up, pop in, whatever you want to do. And then tomorrow night, I believe Mary said 7:00. If you're not on Whatnot, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do some Whatnot. So we've got a sale planned at 7. It's under, if you go to Whatnot, it's under Two Hip Chicks, TOO. So come check us out. You don't have to buy anything. Just hang out with us. We're going to try. This is our maiden voyage for Whatnot. So we'd love to see you there. And then Wednesday, depending on if we crash and burn on Whatnot or not. No, we'll still be there. Wednesday is the Hump Day auction on Johnny's channel. We're going to be doing that. And then Friday, I think, is Deals of the Dawns, or as Momster calls it, Battle of the Dawns, where we're doing it again. So we're very busy this week.
Dawns of the Dead.
Crazy busy. Do you want to pick a topic for our next? Do you have any ideas?
I don't have any ideas at the moment. I've got a few things rolling around in my head that I got to work out. But yeah, we'll have something when we come back in 2 weeks, which will be on April 24th at 6 p.m. on both our channels now.
Yeah, we're going to simulcast again.
Very cool.
They show up in StreamYard, which is super.
As long as they're on YouTube, they show up on StreamYard. When they're on Facebook or Twitch, which I don't do.
It don't work that way. Yeah, so YouTube is all. We're going with YouTube. So we'd love to see you guys. We would love you to put in the comments below, either our channel, my channel, or TC's, what topics you'd like us to cover. Because you want a palate cleanser from the depression of today, throw it out there. Whatever you want. We weren't trying to depress you. It's kind of fun to make fun of these songs too.
Yeah, it is.
But
they're all great songs, but some of them deserve being made fun of. Timothy in particular.
Yeah, that one, and Feelings. Feelings is my favorite to make fun of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all up to you guys. Whatever you want to see or hear from us, let us know. We would love to see you see your topic and go over it. Anything else you want to throw in there, TC, before we hang it up and call it a night?
No, I think that's going to do it. I hope everybody will drop also any more Maudlin songs you think of or whatever that we didn't bring up. Let us know what we missed. So
I know it feels like we got them all, but
we got a lot. But no, we didn't even barely touch country music, and we know there's a ton there.
Oh, honey, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like every other song. So.
That could be a whole show unto itself. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming in and sharing this time with us, sharing your ideas, kind of having fun with it. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Same time, same channels now, we can say.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So everybody take care. Have a great rest of your week. If you get to do things interesting, go do them. And it's nice. It's supposedly spring, so what the heck? Go out and have some fun. Goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.
Cheerio.
Two Hip Chicks.